Two.
Part 2 now about a special Australia Day show, or pre-Australia Day show. Before we continue with that, the subject I always bring up on the show, and that is the emergency number 000. Now, when should we be ringing that number? Only in an emergency. And here's my offsider now for this.
Yeah, don't call it unless it's an emergency. Like someone's having a heart attack or broken something.
Or chest pain.
Yep.
Or car accident.
Car accident, be a good reason. Or someone's drowned.
Or someone's having breathing trouble.
Yes.
But don't be a fool, anyone. Here's my offsider.
Yeah, don't call it just for pizza delivery.
Or a taxi ride to your destination.
That's right.
Because that's not what 000 is about here. Here's my offsider.
That's right. Call Uber Eats if you want something to eat. And if you need a lift somewhere, call a taxi. What's the taxi number, Barry?
13 cabs or Manly taxis 9972 5600 or wheelchair taxis 8332 0200, and always book your taxis well in advance. Here's my offsider.
Yeah, good advice, Barry. And they'll get you there safely. You don't need an ambulance for that.
Because the wrong call could cost somebody, like me in a wheelchair, their life. Here's my offsider.
Yep, we need to be saving lives. So the ambulance is just there for emergencies.
And another thing we'd like to bring up on the show is stranger danger on this pre-Australia Day special, and that is never give out your personal information on the internet, such as your Hotmail account. Here's my offsider.
Yeah, good advice, Barry. Or your phone number or email address. Keep it all confidential.
Because you don't know who is looking at your email or YouTube account. Here's my offsider.
Yep, that's right. People are looking all the time. And sometimes they claim to be someone you might know, but they're not. They're a criminal. So be careful.
So, before we do wrap up our show tonight, we'd like to remind you that it is important to show respect for each other on Australia Day. Here's my offsider.
Yep, respect is really important all year, but especially during the holidays when people are all living together and get a bit hot and bothered, especially in hot weather. So have a bit of patience and respect for everyone.
And also, if you're upset about something, don't fly off the handle. Sort the problem out in an appropriate manner and tell the person what the problem is. Here's my offsider.
Yep, you got a problem, just talk about it. Or you might need to see a friend or contact a counsellor.
Or if it's if someone assaults you, ring 000 for the police, because police will be patrolling every street in every capital city this Australia Day long weekend. And here's my offsider.
Yep, that's exactly right, Barry. You got a problem, ring the police. What about if someone's got a problem here at Oceania?
The contact team.
Yep.
I cannot give the number out on the show, so I'm sorry, viewers, but I would like to keep this bit of the show confidential,
If any of the clients are watching and they need help, they can contact the contact. Ask their manager for help.
and if that doesn't work, go upstairs.
Good advice, Baron.
And also, on the subject of abuse, there is no need for anybody to swear on Australia Day, because Australia Day is meant to be fun for everybody. And here's my offside of
Yep,
this.
have fun, everybody. Relax and have a good time. Hopefully the weather's nice. Enjoy the great outdoors.
Now, do you remember a show called Arthur Leyland Brothers?
Yes, I remember that, Baron.
Now, on the show in a couple of weeks' time, we'll be talking about places you can take your family for a holiday and how you can save up for this. Now, also on the show in a couple of weeks, we'll be talking about getting your car serviced, which I've already done, which I'm about to do. And the show that I'm putting up is planning the family holiday or a road trip. Now you can watch that video and see what you think. Now, to some of the topics I talked about before, work out where you are going to go, how much time you've got, and how far it is going to take you to get to your destination. Here's my offsider.
Yep, plan your holiday well ahead so you don't have to rush. And make sure you got enough petrol.
And make sure that your car is in good condition too.
Yes, you don't want to break down on the way.
And make sure that you've got a spare tyre and spark plugs and radiator hoses. So I will be talking about that in the coming weeks on our wraps. I spoke a little bit about it this afternoon, but just to give you a friendly reminder, you need to have a good car to go away in. And if you are traveling in a four-wheel drive, make sure that you don't take it into places where you are likely to get bogged. Here's my offsider.
Great advice, Baron. Don't go over a creek or a river without testing the depth, because you might turn your car into a submarine.
Like, boom, boom, boom.
That's right.
Boom, 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 boom.
They're not made to go on the water.
No, unless the car is waterproof, which I doubt.
Yes.
So, such places like the Barrington Tops, always check before you drive your car into the national park and check to see how steep the road is going to be. Here's my offsider.
Yep, check the conditions before you go somewhere. And make sure, check the weather as well. There's going to be a big storm or snow if you're going up in Mount Kosciuszko. So be really careful.
And we have a special guest with us on the program tonight. Now, what would you do if you were driving your car somewhere far away? Would you service it before you go or break down?
Just me?
Yes.
I will service it before I go.
And well, what a good point. And always service your car before you take it out. And before I do go tonight, we'd like to make sure that everyone has a happy Australian Day and behave in a responsible manner. And here's my upside and now.
Yep. Happy Australia Day, everyone. Happy Australia Day, Baron.
And we'll be back with you next Sunday evening at 7 p.m. to bring you an Australia Day holiday special. We've got a big show coming up for you next Sunday night and next Friday night in the lead up to Australia Day. And just remember, do not mention anybody's surname on video unless you've got their permission. But that's all we've got time for tonight on this Australia Day or pre-Australia Day special. And here's my upside and now for his closing message.
Yeah. Good night, Barry. Good night, viewers. Stay safe, everyone.
And remember, treat everyone as a proud Australian citizen this Australia Day. And Rob Harris used to sing, "Tie me kangaroo down, sport, tie me kangaroo down, tie me kangaroo down, sport, tie me kangaroo down." Yeah, from the Dania, mate. Hey, True Blue, don't say you've gone, so you've knocked off for a smoke. Happy Australian Day, everyone.
Very on that.